Great to be at the White House today with Tricia McLaughlin. Our first conversation, by the way. It's really nice to meet you.
Chris, wonderful to meet you, and thanks for taking the time.
Homeland Security, for most of us, outside of our finances, I think providing for the common defense, that's the chief task of the government. I mean, that's a big one. It's the biggest one, it seems to me, and that's what this White House has been trying to do, despite a lot of court fights. President Trump said something on Truth Social. It would take literally 200 years to adjudicate this case by case when you're talking about illegal aliens that have broken into the country. How do you see this ending when it's all said and done in Homeland Security?
I'd see this ending that we get the 10 to 20 million illegal aliens out of our country, as Donald Trump was given the mandate to do on November 5th, 2024. There is no question he has the right team in place under Secretary Noem. We have the most secure border in American history. Crossings are down 95%. That's virtually operational control. I think American people can be incredibly proud of what they've done in just 90 days. But that being said, there have been a historic number of injunctions. That slowed us down as well. Our ICE enforcement agents, they have not been allowed to do their jobs for the last 4 years, so we're reinvigorating that culture, but I am confident that we are going to have a safer and secure country and only legal citizens by the time that President Trump is done.
I read a stat this morning on the show. It was something like December 2023 was the highest that we'd ever seen catch and release at the border. As of this month, I believe it's the lowest, or February of this year, it was 20 compared to something like 190,000 or something. I mean, some bonkers number. My point in bringing that up is it was always a lie that the border couldn't be enforced.
It was always a lie. Of course you need a strong Congress, but look what President Trump and Secretary Noem have been able to do without really any active Congress. This has been through strong, smart policy, but also through strong, smart messaging and deterrence. Secretary Noem going out into the streets on a weekly basis saying, if you are here in this country illegally, if you are a criminal illegal alien, we will find you, we will arrest you, and we will deport you. That's why we're seeing reverse migration. People, before they're even reaching our southern border, they're turning the heck around because they know that this is not, the border's closed. That's not the route you can take anymore.
I know that the element of surprise in these operations is probably pretty critical. I'm just hearing anecdotally, even around my community, you'll hear about the occasional restaurant or workplace that will see agents arrive, and sometimes there are arrests. I don't know if that's local, if that's federal, what that is, but is that going on around the country in communities big and small?
Absolutely. So we do partner up. It's ICE HSI, ICE ERO enforcement, and then as well as our local FBI, our local partners on the ground. These are incredibly targeted operations, so we know who we're going after before we go after them. We know what their profile is, we know what their rap sheet is, either in their country of origin or here in the United States. So I'm very confident in our DHS intelligence, and I think the American people can be proud that these people are putting their lives on the line to make sure our American communities are safer.
And to be clear, this is not a story about profiling. The left is wanting to make this about Japanese internment camps during World War II. You know that, you've heard it. It's absurd. I know that's absurd. But I mean, how do you go about making these arrests?
These, again, are very targeted, and we're going after the worst of the worst first. There's human rights abusers. There's people who have Interpol notices out there. We actually just last week arrested one of the most wanted men in India. He was involved in multiple terrorist attacks in India, and I'm proud to say that we did arrest him and get him. We're looking at deportation options, but he's locked up and off of American streets. That is who we're looking at. And the fact that anyone would bring race up into this issue, we don't care what the color of your skin is, but if you are in this country illegally, we will find you and we will arrest you and deport you. That's what it comes down to, and especially those criminal illegal aliens, they better get out now.
How big a deal is it that the presidents of nations like El Salvador say, bring them here, we'll deal with them, we'll detain them? Is that a useful tool? Is that a helpful tool? What are our holding facilities like here domestically? I'm not really familiar with capacity.
Yeah. I think absolutely. Given the fact that we have a mandate to deport 10 to 15 to 20 million people, we absolutely have, there's capacity for these detention facilities. So working with these third countries, whether it be El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, even Mexico, that's a good option for us, especially for these worst of the worst, to make sure that they're off of American soil and no longer terrorizing the American communities. But also, I mean, think about this geographically. Even, I mean, so much of the migrant population that we're seeing, sure, there are some from Europe and some from China and different parts of the world, but primarily they're in that southern hemisphere. So with these partner countries, we're bringing them closer to their country of origin, and then their country of origin can deal with them from the third party.
And when you hear members of Congress like Jamie Raskin say, boy, you better watch out. If you work with the Trump administration, you're going to have hell to pay when we take power again. Something he said, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like that over the last few days. That's pretty stunning for a sitting member of Congress to tell other nations, don't work with a sitting American president or else.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's trying to scare bureaucrats. He's trying to scare political appointees. I can just tell you this for Secretary Noem or any of us on her team. If we have hell to pay for making the American homeland more safe and for getting criminal illegal aliens out of this country, I'll take that hell to pay all day. And what a sad thing for a sitting congressman to say.
When you and Tom Holman, I say you, your department, and Tom Holman, I don't know how closely you all work together. We see him on media a lot.
Yes.
We see Secretary Noem a lot on the media. Is there a close relationship there, or are they separate entities? How do they work?
No, they work hand in glove. I mean, we all have the same goal, which is to make the American homeland more safe. And a lot of that is those ICE operations and that Customs and Border Protection operations, making sure that border is secured. So they're talking every day. They're working in concert every single day to make sure we have operational control of our border, and we're getting those arrest numbers of criminal illegal aliens up.
And of course, Homeland Security beyond the border and illegal immigration, you're also talking about Chinese threats, spying, intellectual property theft. We got a Chinese spy balloon during the Biden administration. Are those things that you're paying attention to as well, I'm sure?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have a cybersecurity infrastructure component office. We have Coast Guard. We have Secret Service. We have TSA, which if you don't have your real ID, get it today. We're going to start enforcement on May 7th. So this is a huge office, 23 component agencies that Secretary Noem oversees. And our entire mission and goal is to make sure that the homeland is safe and secure.
While I'm on that, and I'll let you go on this question, because I have seen people like Congressman Massey and others take issue with Real ID. Just asking. I have mine.
Yeah.
In fact, I just got TSA pre-check. I've decided to start doing that now myself. You say it's important to get that done, enforcement soon. For those that say that's not in keeping with the Constitution or what have you, you've heard the criticisms.
Yeah,
what do you say?
of course. Well, first of all, 81% of Americans already have their real ID, and you can also use a passport or other valid form of identification. But what I'd also say is that we are pushing for to actually use driver's license and have identification for voting. That's to prevent illegal aliens from voting or other people who shouldn't in this country. That's the same with flying on our flying in the air and using TSA. So I think that it'd be a little hypocritical if we didn't do both, to be quite frank with you.
Tricia McLaughlin, it is a great pleasure to meet you in person finally. I hope we can have you back again very soon.
Chris, thank you so much for having me.